Week 3, Module 1, Creating Documents in Word. In this assignment, we're going to open a plain one-page document that is just the standard formatting style, and we're going to make some changes so that it is more eye-appealing. So the first thing you're going to do is open up the Emerging Technology Start file. I have 3 different logos, and you can choose one that you would put into this document. So go ahead and open the Start file. And as you look at this, it's very plain. And if you were to check the font, it is the Calibri size 11. And if you click anywhere, it's all the same size. So it doesn't catch your attention. It's very plain. So we're going to dress it up. So the first thing we're going to do is change the font style and size of the title. So if you hover over, notice the insertion point or the I-beam. When you go over to the left-hand side, which is the selection area, all you have to do is point and click. You don't have to click and drag. It selects the title for you. Once you select the title, you can use the quick access toolbar, or you can come up here and use the font style, and you can choose whatever you like. I already chose this one before, so it's showing up in my recently used fonts, but you can go ahead and select anything that catches your eye. Again, it's very small, so if you click this, it's the increase font size, it'll go to font size 12, and then it'll go by 2s, 14, 18, or you can just decide on your own. Again, don't go too big where it would be on 2 lines, so keep it, I'm going to go with 24. And while you're there, you can choose a font color, and you can select anything you'd like. And we're going to center, so it's in the middle of the page. And one more thing we're going to do is what's called text effects. So you click this here, text effects, and you can add a different outline to it. You can add a shadow effect to it. You could add, you have to go back in each time, a reflection. Sometimes it shows a reflection in it, either the bottom or the top. So it's up to you what you'd like to do. And there's also glow. It's a glow around it. So you can select anything that you'd like. And if you don't want anything, you can keep it at no glow, reflection, no reflection. It's up to you if you want to have 1, 2, or 3 different text effects. It's all up to you. The next thing we'll do, there's 5 side headings, and they're the same size as the rest of the text. So we want them to stand out. So I'm going to select the very first one, and then I want to select the next one because there's 5 of them. I don't want to change one and then have to go change another and then another. So there's a couple ways you can do it. So I'm going to select the first one, and now I'm going to hold the Control button and select the second one, and then I'll come down and select the third, and this is the 4th, and there's one more. I'm just going to scroll down. So there should be 5 of them. So now that they're all selected, whatever I choose for a font size, it does it to all of them. I'm going to put it in bold, and I'm going to change the color. So it did it to all 5 of them. Another way you could do it, so I'm just going to undo what I just did. So it's back to the Calibri 11. So I would select one of them. And I decided that I wanted to increase the size to 12. I want it in bold, and I want the color purple. Because I just chose purple, it's the most recent, so I can just click this. I don't have to go in here, so I'll select purple. Now, because I want to do it to the other 4, what I'm going to do now is what's called Format Painter. So over in the clipboard area, there's actually a paintbrush. You need to double click it, and then you can tell that it's on because it's got the box around it. Plus, when you move over to your document, attached to the I-beam or the cursor is a paintbrush. And I'm just going to click, or I could drag, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to click here to select just that line, and it paints it. And then I come down to the next one, and the next one, so that's 4, and there's one more. The only thing is I have to make sure I turn it off, so I'll click the paintbrush to turn it off. So that's another way to do it. In the entertainment side of teaching, there should be this should be a numbered section, so I'm going to select, hold, and drag, and then I'm going to choose numbering. The next section under Technology Provides, these 3 items, I'm going to select and hold, and instead of numbering, I'm going to choose bullets. Now, just as in the numbering, the down arrow next to them gives you more options. The default is the solid circle. In the numbering, the default is the 1 and the period. So just to show you the other choices, you could have the parentheses, Roman numerals, letters, whatever you'd like. But I went with the default setting. For the bullets, the default setting is solid circle. And you have a couple other choices. I chose a computer for technology. So to do that, you would go to Define, New Bullet, choose Picture, and then in the search box, just type computer. And if you want to pick something else, you can. But I liked the first one that I had, so I'll go with that one. And Insert. And you get a little preview. And what's going to happen is these solid circles will change to the computer as a preview. Now, if you wanted to change the numbers to be the same color as the title, you would just click one of the numbers, not over in the text, but in the numbers, and then you can choose the purple. And you can also put it in bold. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new item in the numbered section and a new item in the bulleted section. And it'll renumber them for us. So in the numbered section, click at the end of number 3, and we're going to make a new 4. When you press enter, family and friends, which is now number 4, will become number 5. Automatically numbers. And then go ahead and type the information. The next one in the bulleted section, there'll be a new second one. So click at the end of the very first one of improvement and innovation and press enter, and it adjusts everything. So go ahead and type that one. And there you have another bulleted item. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the hyperlink so it's all the same font color. Whenever you type a URL, it automatically types it as, or puts it as a hyperlink, which is in the blue and the underline. So if you just hover on it and right click, you can choose remove hyperlink, and it's just regular text. And the last thing we're going to do is put in the stick logo. So the first thing you want to do is Control Home. That takes you to the beginning of the document. Click Insert, Pictures, and it should be this device because you should have saved it somewhere. And these are the 3 logos. 1, 2, 3. You can select anything you'd like. And then Insert, and it's going to be large. And it's right now it's called inline picture, and if you try moving it, it's stiff to move. So what you have to do is choose layout options, and with text wrapping, choose square, and that allows you to move it freely. And I'm going to just you can put it anywhere you want. You can make it smaller, and within text, do you see how it's uneven on this side? Again, you can move it to whatever you're comfortable with, to the way you like it, and then make it maybe a little longer, and there you have it. So if we were to view this as a one-page document, click View, One Page, and as you can see, this is definitely more eye-catching than when we first opened it up. You can also see that the document itself is not centered. And there is a way to center this perfectly for you, because right now we have 1-inch top margin, but there's much more room on the bottom. So what you would do is click Layout, and there is a group called Page Setup, and you click that little dialog box, Launcher, and then there's 3 tabs, margins, you can see the 1-inch margins, left, top, bottom, right. Paper size, you never change that, 8.5 by 11. And layout. Under page, vertical alignment, meaning it's 1 inch from the top, I'm going to choose center. And once I do that, it centers it in the middle of the page. So what you have at the top matches the bottom. While we're in this document, we're going to add a border. So choose the tab Design and then select Page Borders. And you could have just a boxed border, which is just a line around the document, or you can get fancy and choose apples or whatever you'd like, slice the cake. There are many more choices. If you notice, if you choose a particular picture and the color stays faded, you can't change the color of it. But if you pick something else, and there's a lot to choose from, especially towards the end, you have more patterns and designs, then you can change the color of the design, and you can also change the width, which is in points, so you can make it either smaller or wider. And I think the widest is 31 points. Yeah, it's a little too wide. And then OK. And while you're here, the last thing you can do is change the page color to any color you'd like. And that's a save and submit.